Nintendo conquered the video game industry with two great cudgels, between which all competitors were beaten bloody and insensate. In the right hand, the action platformer Super Mario Bros. But in the left, The Legend of Zelda, a sprawling adventure that preyed upon mortals' risible desire for heroism. As Nintendo has marched over the corpses of its enemies, the game's protagonist, the swordsman Link, has marched ever at its side. Link, whose empty eyes reveal a yawning abyss, with the barest flicker of a soul, seeks neither peace nor justice, but only to augment his own abilities. Over the years, he has pursued many avenues to this power. But never has Link come closer to shattering the brittle facade of morality that constrains him than in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, wherein he casts aside the feeble power of weapons and gadgetry in favor of almighty sorcery! We will need to purchase an additional cartridge. To obtain this arcane knowledge, Link travels from town to town in search of powerful sorcerers. The other mewling peasants that inhabit the kingdom of Hyrule know that they are nothing more than aberrations, standing in the way of Link's ascension. Armed now with magic, Link rushes into dangerous temples, where he uses his new powers to devastating effect to annihilate familiar Zelda foes such as Iron Knuckles, Wizrobes, Stalfos, and in the final temple, for reasons unclear, Bird People.
When are you going to talk about the high and low sword strikes?
The sword? What?
Alternating between high and low sword strikes is the game's major action mechanic. You're also supposed to be talking about the leveling system? I put it all in the outline.
Line? With his unyielding sorcery, Link defeats the so-called guardians of each temple and uses a magic crystal to bring the edifice tumbling to the ground. Its priceless architectural treasures an afterthought.
He does also obtain an item in each temple.
Items? Physical items are foul trinkets of deception!
No, retro cartridges are getting harder to buy. Can you...
Items. Tell me, to what purpose does Link utilize the winged boots?
It's been a while since I actually played the whole game. Don't they fly?
Fool! They allow Link to walk upon the surface of the water, but only in a single isolated location. But let us try again. What value is found in a hammer?
Apparently you're an expert on the game now. Doesn't it break rocks?
For most of the game, yes. It breaks rocks. But in one instance, in one isolated copse, late in Link's journey, it must be used to chop down trees, or else progress becomes impossible. You see, items lie. They deceive.
Fine, but can you at least put down the hammer? I want to try to return it to lows.
Only magic is clear. The spell Jump enhances Link's ability to jump. Fire summons a powerful fireball. Fairy transforms Link into one of the flying Fey folk. Thunder calls forth a mighty blast of thunder!
That's lightning. And if it's so clear, what does the spell do?
Once Link has laid low 6 temples and utilized the Thunder spell in its predictable purpose of revealing the hidden vulnerable face of a giant flying bird monster, Link must face the final challenge, the eradication of his original mundane self, the final vestigial trace of his despised humanity. With this abomination eradicated, Link is finally free to ascend to true evil glory.
I think Link is supposed to be a heroic figure.
Heroic? Yet how often does he simply walk up to groups of innocent creatures, minding their own business and living in harmony with themselves and nature, draw his sword and slaughter them without qualm? He kills for no other reason than the satisfaction that comes from killing, held in thrall to no primitive notions such as honor or love.
But he
is
does
free
love.
to indulge.
At the end of this game, he kisses Princess Zelda.
Does he now? Or rather, does she kiss him? The curtain shields our view, that we do not witness her flailing attempts to press his now cold, unfeeling lips against hers, that we do not suffer the sight of the total lack of emotion on his no longer mortal face. Shock and horror consume Princess Zelda as she realizes no trace now remains of that faithful swordsman whom in her naivete she dared call friend. She tries to let go, but his arms will not unclench as he forces her to gaze into eyes that widen into pools of stars, that become galaxies, that become dimensions. Zelda feels her own sanity slipping away, and she falls not into eyes, but worlds beyond worlds, realities beyond reality.
It's pretty obvious it's meant to be a normal kiss. I mean, just because we can't technically see what's going on doesn't give us license to make up anything that might be going on. By that logic, you can...
If you enjoyed this video review of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, please like this video and subscribe to this channel that I may more easily harvest your souls when the hour of reaping has arisen.